Hello everyone, this is Reena Pandey and you are very welcome to ProdEgyIAS. Today we are starting daily MCQ Express, in which we'll be coming with 5 MCQs questions on a daily basis, which will be based on current affairs and will be very significant in your preparation for Prelims 2025. So let's start. Our first question for today. Consider the following statements regarding the International Organization Aids to Maritime Navigation IALA. Now, the points given for this question are: founded in 1957, it began as a non-governmental organization, NGO. Okay. The second point is, it mainly concentrates on formulating maritime trade policies among its member nations. Third point, India has been a member of IALA since its inception. जब से ये start हुआ था, तब से इंडिया इसका एक member है. ये third point given है. So we have to see which of the following statements are correct. We have to find out which of the following information is correct. Now, before proceeding to the answer to this question, we should know what is IALA, right? IALA was founded in 1957 as a non-government organization, right? And as a non-profit international technical association. So the point is correct. It was founded in 1947, and in 2024 it officially transitioned from an NGO to an IGO. IGO stands for Intergovernmental Organization, after 34 states ratified a convention, right? 34 states ने एक convention held up किया, and in which it was officially transitioned from an NGO to an IGO. What are the main motto and objectives of this IALA? Motto is successful voyages, and its aim is to ensure safe, economic and efficient movement of vessels, right? And which enhances and standardizes aids to navigation globally, which is its most important objective, right? And utilizing suitable methods for the benefit of maritime activities and environmental protection. Now we will see the scope and functions. The function says IALA does not regulate maritime trade policies, right? It does not regulate it at all. In fact, it focuses on navigation safety, efficiency and environmental sustainability, right? So its function is not to make any laws or not to regulate any policies which are important for navigation in maritime trade. In fact, it focuses that the navigation of the vessels should be safely done and efficiently done, taking into the perspective of environment protection too. So what are the stand of India for it? India has been its member since 1957, right? And India recently, why it was in news? Because India was elected as the vice president of IALA during a meeting in Singapore. So seeing all these points, the answer to this question is D, 1 and 3. So what first statement was, it was founded in 1957 as an NGO, and the third point was India has been a member of IALA since its inception in 1957, right? So these two statements are coming to our next question, second question, with reference to the National Green Tribunal, NGT. What are the following statements? First statement is NGT was established under the National Green Tribunal Act 2010, right? The second statement given is India became the first developing country to set up this tribunal, and the third point given is India holds the authority to formulate new environmental regulations, right? So these 3 points are given. Now we have to see which statements are correct. Now before proceeding to the answer of this question, we will discuss what is NGT first and why it was recently in news, right? So National Green Tribunal. National Green Tribunal was set up under the National Green Tribunal Act 2010, which was given in this statement. So that statement is correct. And why it was set up? To efficiently resolve environmental disputes. कि कोई भी जो environmental disputes होते हैं उनको resolve करने के लिए National Green Tribunal बनाया गया था. National Green Tribunal, it's a judicial body in India that handles cases related to environmental protection and conservation of forest and natural resources, right? So ये एक statutory body बनाई गई इंडिया में that handles the cases based on existing environmental laws, which have been scheduled in Act 1 of NGT Act, like Water Act, Air Act and Environmental Protection Act. So ये बहुत एक important judicial statutory body है which looks after all these cases, but it does not have any power to create new laws. This is really, really important. It looks after the cases in India related to the environmental protection. Now, where is India stands for it? India became the first developing nation, right, to set up this tribunal, and the third country worldwide after Australia and New Zealand, which has established this specialized environmental tribunal, right? So, based on these, and why it was recently in news, because it criticized the Uttar Pradesh Pollution Control Board, right, for failing to provide adequate data on high fecal coliform levels in the Ganga and Yamuna during the ongoing Mahakumbh 2025. So, depending on these facts about NGT, what are the statements which are correct? Statement 1 is correct, right? Statement 2 is correct, but statement 3 is not correct. So 1 and 2. So the answer is B, only 2. This is the solution of this question. Now let's move towards our third question for the day. Consider the following statements about the 𝗃𝗃𝗯𝗶𝗃 Wildlife Sanctuary. The statements given for this are: first, it is situated in Karnataka. Second, this sanctuary mainly consists of tropical deciduous forests. Now we have to see which of the statements are incorrect, right? So before moving to the answer, let's know about 𝗃𝗃𝗯𝗃𝗃 Wildlife Sanctuary. The 𝗃𝗃𝗯 Wildlife Sanctuary, it is situated in Kerala, and it is primarily a tropical evergreen and semi-evergreen forest, right? So these 2 points are very important about this 𝗃𝗃𝗯 Wildlife Sanctuary, and why it was recently in news, क्योंकि recently क्या हुआ, India Tiger Conservation Foundation, it has introduced a real-time monitoring and networking system in this sanctuary within the Thiruvananthapuram Forest Division. जो थिरुवनंतपुरम फॉरेस्ट डिवीजन है 𝗃𝗃𝗯 वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी की, वहाँ पर पेरियार टाइगर कंजर्वेशन फाउंडेशन ने एक रियल टाइम मॉनिटरिंग एंड नेटवर्किंग सिस्टम सेटअप किया है, एंड फॉर दिस रीजन this 𝗃𝗃𝗯 wildlife sanctuary was in news. So taking these points into mind, if we see the statements given, so the first statement is also incorrect and the second statement is also incorrect, and we have to tell which are the incorrect statements. So two, both 1 and 2. So the answer is both 1 and 2 are incorrect. Now let's move to our next question. With reference to solar coronal holes, consider the following statements. These are cooler and dense areas compared to the surrounding plasma on the sun. Their duration extends significantly during the periods of solar maximum, and they play a crucial role in influencing space weather and India's summer monsoon rainfall. इनमें से कौन सी statements are correct? Which of the following statements are correct? So, before proceeding to the answer to this question, we should know what are solar coronal holes. Solar coronal holes are regions on Sun's atmosphere, Sun's outer atmosphere, that appear darker. These regions appear dark because they are cooler and less dense than the surrounding plasma in the Sun's outer atmosphere, right? Now, they consist of open and unipolar magnetic fields because these holes are associated with open magnetic fields, allowing high speed solar wind to escape into space, right? So, they consist of open unipolar magnetic fields, right? And it's make them crucial for studying the space weather and interplanetary medium. Yeah, we are able to study about the interplanetary medium and space weather too. Yes. Now, how long they can persist? They can persist for weeks to months, occurring throughout the sun's 11-year solar cycle. Sun की जो पूरी 11 साल की solar cycle होती है, उसमें ये persist कर सकते हैं from weeks to months. It depends. अच्छा, during solar minimum, they tend to last as much longer due to reduced solar activity. Solar minimum के दौरान they tend to last much longer क्योंकि solar activity reduced रहती है, right? What are its significance? They are linked to disturbances in Earth atmosphere. What is the significance of solar coronal holes? Their occurrence is linked to the disturbance in Earth's ionosphere, और आयनोस्फेयर में डिस्टर्बेंसेस से क्या अफेक्ट होता है? हमारा रेडियो वेव ट्रांसमिशन एंड ऑफ कोर्स कम्युनिकेशन, एंड द मोस्ट important thing, they play a key role in influencing space weather, which impacts our satellite function, and they highly influence our Indian summer monsoon rainfall. So taking all these points into consideration, right, the answer to this question is C. So all the three statements are absolutely correct. Of the day, which of the following statements about SMR, small molecular reactors, are correct? First, its goal to attain non zero emissions, net zero emissions, while maintaining energy security. The second is their power generation capacity varies from 30 megawatts of electrical power to 300 watts of electrical power, megawatts of electrical power. Third, they service cost efficient substitutes for traditional large nuclear reactors, right? And the fourth is they are designed exclusively for on grid use and not suitable for off grid applications. So, among these four statements, we need to know which of the answers are correct, which of the statements are correct. So first let us know about SMRs and why. India has been actively researching on small modular reactors because of its energy transition strategy. Our main goal of India is to achieve net zero emissions while ensuring energy security, right? It is the focus of India on SMRs. अब इसके की फीचर्स क्या हैं? दीज आर एडवांस न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर्स। जो एस एम आर्स हैं ये एडवांस न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर्स हैं एंड इनकी पावर जनरेशन कैपेसिटी बहुत ज़्यादा है, करीबन 30 मेगावाट्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिकल पावर टू 300 मेगावाट्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिकल पावर। एंड बिसाइड्स दैट, besides the power generation capacity, they provide versatile, scalable and cost effective alternative to conventional large nuclear reactors. जो पहले large nuclear reactors होते थे, they were very costly, they were not scalable, versatile भी नहीं थे, and the cost coming to those reactors was huge, right? So it is a very good option for that. And the last one, their modular design, जो उनका modular design है, it allows for factory based manufacturing, which is so important, reducing construction time and cost. With our growing energy demands and need for reliable low carbon power, ये जो हमारी डिमांड है, एस एम आर्स प्ले अ ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव रोल. हाउ? बिकॉज दे हेल्प इन स्टेबलाइजिंग द ग्रिड एंड सप्लीमेंटिंग रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी सोर्सेज, राइट? क्योंकि इंडिया की एनर्जी डिमांड्स बढ़ रही है. इन कमिंग फ्यूचर वील बी हैविंग डिमांड्स फॉर मोर एंड मोर एनर्जी. एस एम आर्स आर सुटेबल फॉर बोथ on grid and off grid applications. They are so scalable and portable that they can be shifted to any place, and they are applicable for both off grid and on grid applications. And unlike large nuclear reactors, their size is small and modular, which make them highly adaptable to various energy needs. And why it was recently in news? Because France had committed to build nuclear power reactors in Jaitapur, Maharashtra, but these projects failed challenges because of the high cost and technical legal issues. So India shifted its focus to SMRs and of course AMRs. So keeping a note of all these points, which statements seem to be correct for this answer? First is okay with it, second is also good, third is yes, cost effective substitutes hai, and fourth, they are designed for exclusively non on grid and not suitable for off grid. No, this statement is not correct. All the three statements are correct. So the answer to this question is D, 1, 2 and 3. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon with again 5 new MCQs based on our current affairs, and that will really help you in your preparation for your prelims examination coming forward in the month of May. Stay tuned for more updates at the rate of ProdEgy.